Today we are going to do a hands-on review of the Nokia E6 business phone, which is a QWERTY touch and type. This phone is new generation of Nokia business smartphones and is quite improved compared to its predecessors of the E series, and it looks quite sleek. Let me show you the hardware first, and then I'll take you through some of the software and other features. This phone is quite heavy, as in I won't say it's bulky, it's very sleek, but it feels very metallic, just like an iPhone 3GS would feel in hand, and has got very good build quality. The rear seems metallic, and the front has a capacitive touchscreen with Gorilla Glass, which is the same quality of glass that iPhone 4 has, and it has got a front video camera for conferencing. This one is a VGA camera. On the rear you have got an 8 megapixel camera with dual LED flash, and the speaker is also located here. This minute mesh you can see here is actually the speakers. And on the back cover you don't have anything else except for the camera, and the camera lens protecting glass is kind of plush into the surface, so if you keep it down on a surface it won't scratch the glass, so it's a good thing. But it is overall, this thing is slightly bulging out, this camera strip. I don't know, they have done it for the design or some other practical reason. Looking at the keys on the phone, here we have got a slider key for lock and unlock of phone, which comes in very handy. This is a volume rocker which we have got here, and there is one more key at the middle. This is the volume up down key. I'm not sure what is the function of this one. On the top we have the power key. This is not integrated with the phone reject, unlike the other Nokia phones. So there is a dedicated power key, and you have got a 3.5mm standard audio jack. On the top here you have got a memory card slot where you can put in micro SD cards, and this phone supports up to 32 GB of micro SD cards. And on this side you have got a flap which comes open, and it houses the micro USB connector jack. Here you can connect your phone with your computer for syncing it and transferring data. Since this phone has two ways of inputting, one is the keypad here and other is the touch screen, and the touch screen here is capacitive, so it is quite sensitive and very responsive to touch. So if I just click the browser, it opens up. One minute drawbacks I would say is that the screen size is not very pleasing for long reading. Although it has got a good resolution of 640 by 480 pixels, which is nice, but the overall diagonal size of the screen is 2.46 inches only, so which may appeal to business users who use Blackberries and other business phones with QWERTY, but for full screen smartphone users, like those who have used larger screen phones, may not really like the size of the screen. Apart from this, the quality of the keypad is also very nice. It feels very good tactile reaction while you type, and here what you see are two soft panels. This is very straight and sleek, has got 3 buttons here, and these buttons are all into one plain surface, so they are not coming out, and they are not touch buttons as well, you have to press it. And they have got 6 different features, 2 being simple call, accept and reject. This key on the right side of the navigation panel, this is for contacts, this one is for emails, this is the home key for going to the home screen from wherever you are, and this is the calendar. So these are the 4 commonly used features by business users which have been put on the button. This is not an optical trackpad like the Blackberries that you might have seen. This is a normal 4-way navigation key with a click function in the middle, so which comes in handy and is very precise to operate, I would say. There are there is it takes time to get used to trackpads, but when it's about a navigation key, any user can easily operate it without the there is no learning curve involved. So let me show you a little bit about the software. Before that, I'll like to tell you the detailed specifications, which includes the major thing being the processor, which it has got 680 megahertz ARM11 processor, and the RAM is only 256 MB, but it seems quite enough for this Symbian phone, which runs ANA update on it, and I'll show you the Symbian ANA features in a while. Apart from this has got a TFT capacitive touchscreen, which is 2.46 with Gorilla Glass, and it is quite bright and easy to read. And apart from this, it weighs 133 grams, though it is very sleek, but it weighs more, just like an iPhone 3GS I earlier mentioned. The thickness of this phone is only 10.5 mm, so it's not very fat. It's as sleek as an iPhone 3GS. And apart from this, it supports quad band 2G network and also quad band 3G networks, so it will work in most of the countries with various frequency ranges of GSM and 3G networks. It also supports 3G wireless LAN, Bluetooth version 3.0, A2DP Bluetooth for your audio. It has got 8 megapixel camera at the rear and a VGA camera at the front for your video conferencing. Apart from this, it can record HD videos at 720p at 25 frames per second, which is quite impressive. Apart from this, it also has an accelerometer sensor for rotation. I have not found many applications which would be using that feature, and it has got a proximity sensor to shut down the screen while you are talking on phone. So it happens in some phones, if you don't have got a proximity sensor, when you touch the phone to your face, it may operate certain functions which is undesirable while you are in a call. So these are the main vital specifications of this phone. You can check out more specification on the official website or in the article which we have written. Okay, now we are going to show you the interface. Since this is ANA, so it looks slightly different. If you see here, the icons are more rounded, so this is a visual differentiation of ANA from other Symbian versions. Although Nokia has not changed much of the iconography in terms of the graphics remain same, but they are now more round. Let me open some applications for you. Say let's go to web. So this one more thing I would like to show you. Once we are into menu, you can also navigate using the navigation key, or you can also use the thumb to touch it, and it is pretty accurate and precise to access the features, so there is no issue at all. So first of all, I am opening the browser. This browser is vastly improved from the previous versions of Symbian OS. It has got a better address bar, a better rendering, slightly improved menu. It's more responsive and renders better. Let me open a website for you. So I'm opening it, getmeapp.com. Right now this phone is connected to my office Wi-Fi network, so it is loading pretty fast. As you can see, it is quite difficult to read the minute text here. So this is one of the drawbacks which I find, that this phone is not very suitable for the users who would like to consume a lot of information on the go, because reading on this small screen may be very strainful for eyes. But for the business users who want a portable device with full functionality and a minimal reading effort on this phone, this is a very good phone. Once you open a website with large text, it is still readable. You can pinch to zoom, which is not very swift, just like it is in iPhones, but still it works quite okay. The screen area, if you enlarge the text, is very small for you to read, and but all in all it feels quite okay. And Apart from this, there are some new updates on Anna which you can check on the Nokia official website. The main one being the graphical thing and this improved web browser. And this is pretty much it from us from now. Before wrapping up, I would like to show you the box content as well. Apart from this phone, I've got a wall charger which is right now plugged into my wall, and this stereo headset looks quite good quality. It has got a call accept and reject button, and this is 3.5 mm audio, so you can also plug it to your speaker system and stuff. This is the wall charger which I have got with the phone. This is the small pen, the sleeker one. There is a USB cable which comes along with it, and they have also given a leather pouch to carry your phone. I have not unpacked it, let me show you. So this pouch looks quite well built and looks like leather. It fits the phone quite well and gives you access to the volume controls here at the side, and you can slide it from the bottom here and get it out of the cover just like this. Feels a little tight, maybe because it's new. So this is pretty much it. If you have any questions, suggestions or comments, please feel free to leave your comments below. Thanks for watching.